You're listening to Mark of the Maker. Hey everybody, I'm Mark Steiner and you're listening to Mark of the Maker. This is episode 114 of the show. We're going to get into a little recap of Blade Show Texas 2024. And that means I have just myself and Mr. Tom Crying, because Tom's the only guy who went, right, Tom?
That's right. We had a good time, though.
The only guy from our crew, not the only guy who was there.
That would not be a fun show. That would be a big disappointment for everybody.
You and Ben in an empty convention hall.
Yeah.
Did we go the wrong weekend?
We had a good time. Ben, and then
you had a whole crew.
Daniel Dunaway Knight, and then Trent Hill went with us.
Nice.
And so we had 4 people ride down. It's only like 5.5 hour drive. We went out of our way a little bit to pick up Trent, but we had a great time.
Yeah. It's weird to think that it's not that far from you. I don't know why it's weird to me. Oh, yeah. Train.
Yeah.
And have its voice heard on Mark of the Maker.
Doesn't sound like it's going very fast either.
No, we're going to hear it for a while. Well, so we'll get into that in a minute. It's just me and Tom today. And Tom, you want to start us off, or is the train still ringing your bell?
No, it's good. So, I'm going to give a shout out to AMX Inc. George was at the show with his lovely wife also. And
nice.
We stopped by and talked to him. He still has some of crystallized Zerk, which I should have bought some, but I'll probably get online and order some because it's pretty neat.
Crystallized Zerk, not Thai.
Yeah, I've got some of the Thai, and he had Zerk, and then he's got also like a Zerk Thai Damascus crystallized.
Huh.
For you guys that are looking for meteorite, he also had some really nice meteorite on the table. Always a good source of Damasteel. So yeah, if you're looking for simple materials for some cool builds or some exotic materials, I'm going to recommend George at amxinc.com.
American Metal Exchange, I think. Yep. Joanna's definitely George's better half.
Oh, yeah, better 3/4. I mean, I love George, but come on.
Joanna's a sweet lady. Very nice.
Very nice.
All right. Thank you, George. We also need to say thank you to our friends from Giant Mouse Knives. They're at giantmouse.com. You can find them on Instagram at Giant Mouse Knives. And I think we've talked about it before, but their Ace Biblio XL is kind of one of their newer things. It's a great looking knife. You want to check them out at either of those spots. Tom, did you know they have an app?
No, for getting knives on the drop?
I guess the Giant Mouse app, available on the App Store or Google Play. I had no idea.
I'll have to check that out. Sounds interesting.
See, this makes me
I'm curious.
This makes me think we need an app.
Right?
Mark of the Maker app. That'd be the most boring app ever.
Oh, come on.
I don't know. It'd be a nice way for people to listen to the show. I think there's actually an option for that in our podcast hosting. I got to read a little more about it. All right. Well, but our friends at Giant Mouse, thank you for your support, for helping keep Mark of the Maker going.
Thanks, guys. Keep making badass stuff.
Yeah.
I want to give a shout out to our friends at Patreon. They are really the meat of what keeps us going. There's a lot of support there, and honestly, it's all tiers are helpful. If you can give us a little support there, we appreciate it. It's kind of what keeps our equipment up and running, and basically gets mics around and all that kind of stuff. And we appreciate you guys. Yeah, if you can help us out, that's at Patreon. Just search Mark of the Maker.
Yeah. Thanks everybody for your help on Patreon. The last ones we got to thank are our friends Bob and Suze Terziola, and we've talked a bunch of times about their two sort of series things. One is a subscription service called Shop Talk, when you go on their website, Tergiola.net, it actually says the subscription service is closed for the moment with a wait list, which is kind of awesome. That means a bunch of people took advantage of it, like we all hoped. And so you can sign up there to get notified when that's open again. And the video series, A Sharp Life, which is a 12-part video thing from Bob, basically walking you through how to build a folder. You get lifetime access to it with that purchase. That's coming soon. I know they've been working through a whole bunch of bugs on sorting out how to get that out there. So you can find it at Tergiola.net, or you can always find Bob at Tergiola Design, Tergiola_design on Instagram. And I think I saw a thing from Susie saying she's starting a podcast. Did you see that, Tom?
Yeah, Knife Wife, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
Stories from the knife maker's wife perspective, which is kind of interesting. I'm sure that, depending on the situation, is very different, right? Because we know some are super involved and some are career people of their own. And I'll be really curious to hear where that goes for Susie. So, Susie, we wish you luck with that.
Yeah, that should be a lot of fun. My wife would not be interested in that, but maybe the podcast, but not doing that podcast.
Right.
She's got her own career, nursing and all that.
Right.
I feel pretty free about saying whatever I want on here because I know she'll never listen to it.
Never say never. Never say never, Tom.
It's all good. Yeah, thank you guys.
Yeah, thanks, Bob and Suze, for your help. And go check that stuff out. All right. Well, like I said, this one's going to be Blade Texas 2024 recap. And I think it's safe to say this is a fave of Tom's, so I'm interested to hear more.
Yeah. By far, this is my favorite show of the year. And Billy, just so you know, I'm not counting yours because I didn't go. But
the Pacific Northwest show.
Yeah.
That's an asterisk, I think they say.
Right. No, I really enjoy this show. It's some of the shorter shows are nice, like Kentucky, where you go in and you do your show and everything. But honestly, I think the 2-day format is the magic length for me. We do Friday and then Saturday don't do business, so I can walk around and talk to people and just kind of see the show and have a good time. We worked right up until the end, of course. We never seem to get done before we have to leave. So we had planned on leaving between 2 and 3, and Ben finished around 1:30. I finished around 2:30, and Daniel finished at 3, and we were on the road by 3:30. So
wow,
yeah. But fantastic show. Friday had a great time. A lot of people coming by the table. Alicia Newton and her staff do a fantastic job at this show. It's just everything's really smooth. They did make the show bigger this year by about, they made it bigger by about 50%. It was 2 aisles back, and now it's 3 aisles,
Oh, wow.
columns. And from what I understand, there's people on waiting lists, and they're going to try to keep it at this size. This is the size that they want to, and then they can kind of curate who's in the show. But a lot of exhibitors. Yeah, I mean, we can talk about some of that in a minute. One thing I wanted to mention that our listeners, if you've been listening, I think you'll get a kick out of. Stephanie Lucy was there. She shared. So basically, Jesse Giroux had a little girl, I believe, the week before the show, so he wasn't able to go.
Oh,
his table's right next to mine, so I arranged for Stephanie Lucy to share that with Daniel
nice.
Dunaway that worked for me. And just a wonderful person. I think she had a great time. She sold quite a few books, and it was really pleasant to meet.
Excellent. I saw a number of people posting pictures of the books and stuff, which is very cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I think she did. I think she did better than she thought she would. So, and I think she had a great time too. So,
Yeah.
she had a list of people she wanted to see and talk to, and I think just had a great time.
Excellent. Hopefully she felt like she got to connect with some people, maybe some people she hadn't met and, heard some stories about her dad, right? Yeah. And then some people that maybe she had met but hadn't seen in a long time.
Yeah. So, yeah, really good. What else? Starting out. Lucas Burnley was there, so I got to hang out with Luke for a little bit.
Yeah.
It was always good to see him. And I think he didn't exhibit. He was just there to see the show and hang out. Next year, he's going to have a table, he said.
Fun.
So, yeah.
Let's talk about your trip. So you guys, what did you do? Did you guys rent a truck or van or something? Or one of the guys had a vehicle that the four of you could pile in with your stuff? Or maybe you don't need that much space for just four guys?
Yeah, I know. For 2 days, it's 3 days. It's not much luggage. We all jumped in. I've got a Subaru Outback, and we just all traveled like that, and it's pretty comfortable for four people.
Yeah.
So we left at around 3:30. Had to go a little out of our way to pick up Trent, and we got in around 10:30, and we were pretty hungry. And there's a sushi place right there that you can walk to that's open till like 11.
Okay.
So before the hotel, we just dipped in there and had dinner for Thursday night. And that got us to the hotel even a little later. And when we checked in, they were like, "Hey, we're sorry. You guys had reserved a queen room, and we don't have any queen rooms left. So because there's four of us, right? We're gonna bunk up in 2 beds."
2 queens in the room.
Yeah, two queens. So she's like, "Hey, what we're going to do," and she got the manager over and they took care of it. And then she's like, "Here's what we're going to do. We're going to put you in a king suite. We're going to have them bring a mattress up," which was kind of weird terminology because I assumed they were going to bring a bed up or something. I don't know. And she's like, "Here's some drink vouchers for Starbucks for your trouble. We're sorry. We'll do better next time," kind of thing. So we're like, it's going to be fine.
Right.
So we go up to the room, and this is at the Omni, which is right across from the venue, which is really nice. Literally like, you walk across the street and you're there.
Very cool.
So we go up to the 14th floor, go to our room, and they put us in the biggest suite in the entire hotel. Ben looked it up. I was like,
nice.
When you walk in, you're just like, what's going on? Because, the little Starbucks drink vouchers were kind of a trick or something for your trouble.
Right.
It was huge. It was amazing. They brought actually a mattress, like a real queen mattress up and linen. And that was on the floor, which you're like, man, on the floor, this place was about as big as my house.
Yeah.
14th floor wraparound balcony. You could watch the sun come up and the sun go down. It's like 50 feet on a side or more. There's literally several tables. There was an L-shaped couch that we could pull a bed out of if we had more people. There was an office with a desk and guest bathroom and all this stuff. It was crazy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm pretty sure we're ruined now. Ben was like, "I'm not going to the show. I'm just going to hang out here. It doesn't matter if I sell any knives now. It's this is what it's about.
Living the posh life."
Yeah, it's crazy. I didn't even know they had hotel rooms like that in places like this. So
yeah,
but yeah, it was pretty awesome.
I've been in a few different hotel rooms that were like kind of dazzling, where it's like, holy shit, this is nice.
Yeah, you could literally do work in here. I mean, it had an office and everything, and you could entertain and all that kind of stuff. It was crazy.
Right.
But yeah, so then one of the nice things about Fort Worth, where the event is, it's pretty clean and it feels really safe. I assume it's safe. I'm sure you can get in trouble anywhere in the world.
Sure.
But everything's easy to walk to. You know, we ate at breakfast at this place called Yoke just about every day, and it's about as far away as anything there, and it's 0.6 mile walk, so it's not that far. Just a nice easy walk. Lots of nice steakhouses and all sorts of restaurants, and then you can Uber down to the stockyards, which we did one night, and we got barbecue down there, and it's just, there's a lot of good food options.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would highly recommend it. And if you go there, I'm gonna call out a restaurant, because usually I have really good service there, but I wouldn't eat at the Fort Worth Ruth's Chris again.
Yeah.
Everybody got good stuff except my steak was awful.
Really?
And that's very rare, because
Yeah.
I've never got a bad steak there before.
Huh.
But I ordered it medium, and it was pretty close to well if it wasn't.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, anyways.
If anything, a decent steak place usually has it on the slightly less done side.
Yeah, exactly.
Interesting.
Next year I won't go there, but there's a lot of other really good options, better options. We just were in a hurry and
Yeah.
tired. So.
Usually kind of a known quantity or commodity, right?
Yeah,
You go to Ruth's Chris,
exactly.
you know what to expect.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well,
So,
sorry,
yeah.
sorry that didn't pan out exactly like you hoped.
Yeah. We had other good meals.
Stockyards is just a cool vibe, right? Something about it is just cool when you're there. I don't know. I guess because of what it is and
It
stuff
was
going on.
packed this year.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of people.
Okay.
But, you know, back down at the venue part, it was pretty easy to get around and
Yeah.
not too busy.
How long did it take in an Uber to get over to the Stockyards from the hotel?
Man, like 8 to 10 minutes.
Oh, not bad at all.
No, it's not bad. Yeah, it's a pretty quick drive.
Nice.
I'd tell you how much it costs, but Ben paid. So
He probably got like a Uber Black or an Uber XL since he was living that posh life in the super penthouse suite.
Well, there was 4 of us too. So, but yeah. So yeah, really good time. I was able to pick up a little bit of stuff Friday right at the end of the show. I was really, really hoping to see Culpepper. Apparently they had a family emergency and weren't able to come. I was wanting to pick up some stag, but I guess Blade Show is where I'll do that.
Yeah.
I did find some muskox. I've been looking for that for a while. Pretty hard to find, but there was an exhibitor there that had some. Really nice muskox, stabilized and everything. And then I picked up some cool vintage stuff from Maker's Material. I think that's it. Maker's. Oh, I'm going to Google it real quick so I don't slaughter it. Yeah, Maker's Material Supply. They had some really nice vintage stuff, and I buy quite a bit of stuff from them. They're really nice to deal with, so super cool. And then Current was there also, and I was able to pick up. They've got some trippy new G10 stuff that they're doing, and also some really cool canvas rag that they're going to do. So
Really?
yeah, multiple different colors, and some of it looked real nice, like the original greens and stuff. So
Traditional looking rag is an option. That's cool.
yeah, they had some UV stuff. So yeah, Current had some cool stuff, and then I bought one of the knives we're going to talk about a little later from SNX. They have a production knife that is really cool, front flipper, the Workhorse. So I bought that Friday afternoon also. And that's really about it. I didn't buy a whole lot at this show. I planned on getting some stag, and when that didn't pan out, I just I was pretty much done.
Right. Well, musk ox will be pretty. I remember, I think John Graham made a couple knives with musk ox handles. And every time I see that stuff, I always double take, because at first glance, in many cases, I think, oh, super flamey maple, right? Like super highly figured
really
maple
cool.
is what it looks like at
Some
first
kind
glance.
of burl.
Right. And then it's like, oh, wait a second. No, that's some kind of other natural material.
Yeah. Supposed to, I've never used it. You know Matt Slinkard, right?
Yeah.
He gave me some stuff like probably 10 years ago, I'll tell on myself. And I needed to get it stabilized. I never got it stabilized. And then I finally got stuff to stabilize it, and I was going to stabilize it this last year, and I can't find it. Don't know where it is. So I was like, oh. So I've been on the search, and there's none out there that I could find. And so I finally found it at this show. I was specifically looking for some, and I thought I might be able to find some, and yeah, I got some that's already stabilized, so it's ready to rock and roll. So
excellent.
Hopefully I can get Matt hooked up.
Plot twist, Matt.
Yeah.
Wow.
He knows. I told him already. So
it's not lost in the vastness of the Crine Shop as much as the depth of the Crine Shop, I guess, right?
You know, I knew exactly where it was, and anyway, some stuff's been moved around, and it's not where it was, so it's okay. It'll show up in 10 years.
You got them covered.
Yep.
It's right next to the Mark of the Maker mugs.
Those are in my office. I know exactly where they are.
I'm going to send a big meanie face down that you can print out and stick on the front of it. So it looks at you every day.
Yeah. I got to get those up. So yeah, that was pretty much a show. I met a couple of interesting people.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with Will Stelter?
Yeah.
Bladesmith, young guy. I say that he's almost exactly Ben's age.
Yeah.
But super interesting guy, really nice stuff. He had some cool stuff at his table that I was able to handle, and we had a couple conversations. So yeah, really, really nice guy. Look forward to, interacting with him in the future.
Did you invite him on?
I didn't.
Tom,
I don't.
What are you
I don't
doing?
feel like I have the juice for that.
I'm sure he'd be down.
Yeah.
He does tons of social media stuff. We'll have to get him to join us. I know when I first heard of him or came across him, it was actually through Alex Steele,
Yeah.
who we talked about really early on because he was a listener of the show. And we talked very early on with him about coming on. He said he was down, and then it never happened. So we got to sort that one out.
I think he's moved back to England now.
Yeah. He was in Montana or something, right?
Yeah, right near Will. I think Will may even be buying his shop.
Okay.
And I guess he met someone, and they were in England and didn't like Montana, so he moved back. So
yeah.
Didn't like Montana. I don't know about that.
The view out the back of the shop there was pretty stunning, as I recall.
Yeah. Yeah. Beautiful area.
Will's been doing all kinds of crazy collab stuff, right? He's been all over the place. Jason Knight, you name it.
Well, he's going to be out at Jason's in April, I think, doing his integral chopper class.
Awesome.
He makes that two-handed. It's like a, I can't think of the guy's name. Don Fogg type.
Oh,
chopper.
yeah. Oh, that's cool.
Super cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Then I also met another bladesmith, James Rodabaugh.
Well, I've heard of that name.
Are you familiar with him?
Yeah.
So he's a master smith, and I've looked at his knives at Blade, and I really liked them. And then I met him at the show, and we were talking, and he does a lot of hunting and very knowledgeable gentleman. And his favorite cartridge is 35 Whelen, and so is mine.
Ah.
And then he likes the 257 Roberts, and so do I. And just, yeah, it was like, wow.
Instant love connection.
Yeah, bromance right there. Super nice guy. And yeah, very interesting to talk to. And we have a lot of similar thoughts on what makes good blades. So yeah.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Super outdoorsy dude, right?
Yeah.
Very.
I think he's actually said he's going up to see Adam and Haley DeRozier, and
oh yeah,
I think he's said he's building a cabin up there next to them.
Oh wow, that's cool.
So yeah, he's good friends with Jason Knight and Adam and
Haley.
Haley. So yeah,
Yeah.
very cool.
Haley's another one we're going to have on. And then we talked to her and she said, oh, well, we had the baby. We're going to give it a little while, let that all settle down. And then they just keep expanding the family, I think.
Yeah.
So we'll figure that
All
out.
good.
Yeah,
There's so many people that we need to have on here.
for sure. David Lish, we should get David on with us.
Oh yeah.
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 Well, cool. Any other interesting folks you chatted with or had time to talk with?
Yeah, I mean, I talked with a lot of people. I talked to Lynn Ray, which was interesting.
Yeah.
His work is always fantastic. He had some of the integral pieces there, from hunters to fighters and Bowies. And then he had some of his full-on builds, and his work is just amazing. It's like,
Yeah.
I see some Mastersmiths work, and I'm just like, His always leaves me inspired. So props to him for that.
Yeah, he's like outside the box dude, right?
Yeah. And very clean also. So it's
Yeah.
like, I don't know. It's very well thought out, very clean. Really, really enjoy his work.
The integrals were the X-ray thing where the handle wraps
Yeah.
back around. Yeah.
Those are, you look at those in pictures and you think they're like 2-dimensional, right? They're
Right.
not. They're
Right.
3, and they're very comfortable in the hand, which for some reason, when you look at those in my mind, I don't think they're going to be that comfortable, but they are extremely comfortable and well thought out. So
Yeah.
I love that.
Yep. Very cool.
Who else did I see? Jason Knight. He was there. He brought a lot of knives to the show. Like I asked Shelly what happened, and he's like, or she's like, all these classes he's doing, he has all these knives that are like almost finished. And so he just finished all of them. And I want to say he had 15 or 20 knives at the show.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, right. And they were cool knives too.
Wow.
So yeah, he was hustling. But yeah, Jason and Shelly, they're always great company and good people to see, and his knives are amazing. So
Awesome.
I saw Andy Roy. He was part of the Pops buyout, and I guess he's on his own now. They bought him out, and he's back to making knives with just him in the shop, and he's no employees, which is also kind of a strange thing. And he's actually enjoying knife making again, which is good.
Yeah.
It's always good to see him. Hang on just a second. Let me go turn off my
Oh, boy.
kiln. Do you hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I heat treated today, so hold on just a second.
We hope this is not the sound of Tom's shop about to blow up. It makes it sound like some kind of suspense action movie thing where there's a bomb that's about to blow.
Sorry.
All good.
It once you get that first temper cycle started,
Yeah.
you got to let it run.
Right.
So yeah, that was pretty much it. A lot of good makers there. Too many to list. A lot of really good production companies that were there. That Integral Eck dagger that Les George and Alan Elishewitz did was pretty fantastic.
Yeah, it looked great in pictures. It was nice in person as well.
Yeah, it was great. Finish work was good. Tactile had their new Archer, really nice. S&X had that piece that I bought, the little front flipper.
Yeah.
The Workhorse, I think is what it was called.
Okay.
Dead Reckon had some really cool stuff. Vero was there with really nice new stuff. Null Knives had some pretty amazing pieces. So yeah. What else?
That S&X, this is the knife that looks like a slip joint, but it's actually a front flipper?
Yeah, it looks like a sod buster.
Yeah.
I picked one of those up. A really, really nice knife.
What's the deal with that company?
Basically he's a custom maker.
Yeah.
Slip joint maker, and he's had some production stuff done.
Okay.
I think this may be the first production piece he's done.
Okay.
But it's spot on. It's really good. I don't know who's making it, but they're doing a good job.
That looks great. Liner lock looks like.
Yeah. The clip works. Everything's good.
Oh, I didn't see that in a clip. That's cool.
Yeah.
Neat.
I really like it. What else? Talked to Holland Amble. They're out of Holland, Michigan.
Yeah.
And I was talking to them, and he knows my mom's new husband, which was kind of crazy, and knows some other people that I went to school with from down here. So yeah, it was pretty cool.
Nice. Shout out to the West Side.
Yeah. And then Josh at Paladin 33, got to talk with him a little bit. He brought some bags by the table, and he looked like he was doing pretty good. Always good to see him. That was about it for the show. I mean,
I have
great time.
I have one of his Bowedeman Poppies of War pattern, little fanny pack, concealed carry pack kind of things.
Yeah, I've got the gray one. I went gray man on that.
I think I might use that as my
travel
walk around bag for my trips this summer.
Oh yeah, that sounds good. They make that multi-pack C special, the bigger one.
Yeah.
And I definitely want to get one of those eventually. I've got the standard one, but
yeah.
Keith, Keith Curry. He's got that multi-pack special edition, and it's a funny one because it's got like everything on it.
Yeah.
From multicam to Poppies of War to Arctic, and
right.
I make fun of them. I'm like, oh yeah, they made your bag with all the scrap. But I think it's actually more expensive, but
right.
But you got to give people a hard time.
Yeah, it's very dramatic.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
Yeah, I just want to wear it as a sling bag.
Yeah, that's what I do with mine when I travel. It's uncomfortable sitting with appendix or even on the belt, so oftentimes I'll just have my Glock in that, and whenever I get out to pump gas or anything, I just throw it on just over the shoulder like everybody does now.
I probably won't put a gun in it for Europe, but
I mean, if you can get one over there, but yeah,
do your thing.
Probably good idea not to.
Yeah.
But you want to go over the awards?
Yeah, let's talk about the attendance at the show. It seemed like there was a bunch of people that we knew that went.
Yeah.
So I assume that meant it was well attended, but
I think there was actually a lot of local traffic too. It seemed like they got quite a few people through the doors, and there was a long line Friday morning, and Saturday morning it may have even been longer of people waiting to get in.
Wow. Blade Show Atlanta style.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
Not my thing,
Yeah.
Spending the night. Well, I don't think they let them spend the night.
Yeah.
I think at a certain time they came out and they gave everybody numbers.
Little numbers, yeah.
And then, because I think it's like a city variance type thing. You can't sleep on the street or whatever,
Yeah, right.
You can't, even if you're waiting for a Blade Show, you can't make a homeless encampment.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I can't blame them for that.
No, I think that's actually smart. Who wants to spend the night out there anyways?
Well, like you said, it's not my thing. There are definitely people who that's kind of part of the fun of the show, or it's, you know what I mean? Like there's a camaraderie thing. So I get it. I mean, it's not my thing. I was never a sleep on the sidewalk to get concert tickets guy either, but
nope. But more power to them.
Yeah.
But yeah, felt like pretty good traffic both days.
Yeah.
I think there was probably Friday was better for sales and Saturday was more volume.
Yeah.
And maybe that's just for me. I'm just giving you my take. Because I don't know what those people were doing Saturday as far as sales.
Well, and I think we see that with Atlanta as well, right? Saturday, it seems like you get more local foot traffic stuff. And a lot of those people aren't really there to be significant buyers, right? They're there as much to just kind of experience it and see stuff as anything. Or they're shopping at different price points, right?
And I really like the 2 days. I've heard people wanting it to go to a 1-day show and people wanting to go to a 3-day show. And honestly, I think they've hit the sweet spot. That Cinderella spot. It's about right.
3-day format seems like something that should be on its way out to me.
If you're behind the table, it kind of sucks. Now I understand at Blade Show almost has to be that.
Yeah.
It's so big if you want to see it.
Yeah.
And there's also so much business that needs to get done, right?
Yeah.
So if you don't have 3 days, you may kind of run out. And also, you know, at Atlanta, they have the Blade Show classes and all that. And this year they didn't have it in Texas because they couldn't get the rooms, which I really missed because I actually like that.
Yeah.
But 2 days seems to be the sweet spot.
Yeah.
And you can travel home Sunday and not feel awful on Monday when you go back to work.
Right. Right.
So,
well, and okay, so Friday's the hardcore people that really have a specific thing they want to get at, probably, right? Saturday is a different kind of traffic, but a good knife show in Texas seems like a winner.
Yeah,
there's a real audience for it.
If Alicia's bringing them through the door, it's up to you to sell them, right?
Yeah,
that's the agreement right there. Is she's going to bring them, you sell them. So if you're sitting behind your table and not talking to people, there's ways to talk to people, and you just start asking some questions and stuff. And for a while, I even stood in front of the table because, they got to either walk around you or talk to you.
That seems like it would actually be a really good, maybe I'm remembering seeing something like it. It seems like that would be a really good class thing for a Blade Show is makers, how to interact with your customers thing.
Yeah.
It's like a one or 2 hour, maybe just a 1 hour thing, right?
30 minutes.
Get a couple people that are good at it and go up there and talk about, here's some stuff that we do that helps your sales happen. I think that could actually be successful and valuable, but
like at the Blade University.
Yeah. I mean, people go there to learn how to grind, right? Or whatever. Yeah. So why not learn about how to actually sell shit too?
Yeah. Places you will not sell knives at your table, out smoking a cigarette,
playing
stuff
cards.
like that. Yeah.
Reading a book.
Yeah. It's interesting. I've seen some crazy stuff.
Yeah. All right, let's talk awards. So we got two kind of buckets, right? There's a lot more factory awards than I realized. I guess this has been spooling up for a while, right?
Right. It really has.
So they had a best of show factory.
Right.
And that's the front flipper you talked about.
Yep. That's the SNX. I bought one of those right before the show closed.
Yeah.
So it was best EDC, and then basically the way that best in show factory works is all the stuff below you pick one.
I got you.
So it got 2 awards, but it was really put in the EDC. So it was it's really clean, great steel, a little different. It's not tactical.
Right.
I really liked it.
Hey man, it's smart. I mean, Enrique Pena figured that out quick, right? It's smart to play on that traditional, but with features that EDC people like.
Yeah, this is basically, he makes customs that are very similar.
Yeah. And
his customs are highly sought after, so.
Right.
Pretty cool. Heretic got Best American Made.
Yeah.
That was a pretty sweet little flip, auto.
Right.
Spring on that thing was stout. And, just really nice machining and overall really, really clean product.
Yeah.
Best imported went to our friends Les George and Alan Elisowitz. This Eck folder, it's really cool. I love Eck knives. I've got several of them. I don't have any World War II era ones, which I probably should work on fixing. But the Eck knives that this kind of mimics are the ones from the 80s.
Yeah.
And when you hold one of those in your hand, you know what to do with it, right?
Right.
It's like very visceral.
Straight up Dirk style.
Yeah, and this just pulls right off of that. But what's cool is this is integral one piece of titanium for the handle.
Right.
And it's really well done. So I really like that piece.
Yeah, you know what's cool about it is it does a great job of being a folder that no shit looks like the fixed blade.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of folders that kind of are a folding version of a fixed blade, but they're obviously a folder, right? Yeah. This thing, if it didn't have the thumb disc kind of standing out in sometimes a contrasting color, it looks like the fixed blade. Like no kidding.
Yeah, it's cool. And it looks good. It looks good closed too. So it's great job designing that, guys.
Yeah, nice work.
Really cool. Beautiful little dagger.
Yep.
Vero Engineering kind of cleaned up on this a little also. They got Best Fixed Blade, which is a clean little piece. I'm not really a super fan of titanium scales on knives or metal scales, but this looks good and feels good. I feel like those are a little cold in my opinion, but this knife felt great in hand. It also, if you look at the Kydex, they've got a really cool pocket clip.
Yeah.
And I'll be curious to see if they market that on its own. I think they should.
Yeah, it's like a slim deep carry thing.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know if they're going to market that separately or not, but I would hope that they would, because it was well thought out. I like to see that also, innovation on the sheath, not only the knife, but the sheath too.
Sure. It looks like like you said, when I first saw that picture, I'm like, whoa, tie handle. That's interesting. Like not in excited about it kind of way, right? Necessarily. Yeah. But it looks like they actually have some contours to it. So it isn't just like slab tie. It has a little dimension to it.
Correct.
Yeah.
And it felt good in hand. Like I said, the metal handles usually feel cold. I like the warmth of like Natural or Micarta or G10, but they did a great job on the knife. And I guess it's kind of weird. We're okay with titanium frame locks, but yeah, double standard I have there.
Right. Ooh and ah over the tie handles on Les and Allen's folder, and then poo at some tie handles on a fixed blade. But that knife would honestly look really cool with some green canvas, right?
I was just going to say really green pretty. Linen or something that thing would be hot. Oh, even hotter.
They're clearly clever guys. You got to wonder with bolt-on handles, maybe they're going to have some mix and match kind of action going on. That'd be super smart.
Yeah, and the Vero Engineering Lux, which is got best folder, that's a weird picture. It's like tilted back because that's a really good clip point. But also very clean. Vero's work is good. It has been for a while.
Is the Lux a integral as well? It's shaped like it might be.
I don't think so. I can't remember, honestly. I'll look though.
Full frame lock.
I think it's a frame lock, but not
an integral. Yeah.
No, it's got screws on there.
Yeah, it's got a bolt at the back of the handle.
Yeah. But if you pull that up, you can see the difference in the photo. See how it's got that really long, like Turkish clip almost?
Yeah. Very sleek.
Yeah. But in the picture from the awards, it's like rotated backwards, so it looks kind of different.
Yeah. When they got a fancy boy version with Damascus collars and clip and.
Oh yeah, they got one with like Starfire or bacon or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, their stuff's really cool. Best of the rest went to the Riate. Do you remember the little gravity knives they had that like flip them open and the blade slid out and it closed? Well, then they put the lock on it. Well, then they did this, which I thought this was really interesting. It's basically that gravity knife with a lock, but it's a razor blade knife, and it's pretty small and light and really well done. I don't know what the price point is on those, but I thought it was very interesting anyways.
Yeah.
And really well done.
What's that funky? It almost looks like a spring on the side. Maybe that's just decorative.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Yeah, that's funky. Is this the thing where the handle actually like cams open slightly to get the plate to deploy and come back?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so you hear them clinking around.
High fiddle factor.
Oh yeah. Well, and it's just cool because you can put you can throw one of those razor blades in there, and
right
when it gets dull, you throw another one in.
Exactly. So, yeah.
Kind of nice.
And actually beat the shit out of it and not feel bad.
Yeah.
Well, interesting.
Yeah. I had a guy one year, this was years ago, bought a custom knife, brought it back 2 days later, and it was basically destroyed. And I'm like literally the edge was wore down, like probably 1/8 of an inch or more.
Jeez.
Like, what did you do? And he's like, well, the day after I bought this, I had to put a new roof on my house, and
oh, geez,
it was my new knife, and I wanted to use it. So he cut all the shingles for his house with this. And I'm like, oh, dude, man.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Maybe not the wisest decision ever.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy what asphalt shingles will do to your knife.
Oh, heck yeah.
New custom.
Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah, the Riot XO utility, I'm seeing stuff online saying that that's going to be priced in the $75 range.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's very attractive.
Yeah, I think I'll probably be buying a couple for family gifts or something.
Right. Hey, plus that way you don't have to sharpen them.
I know.
Give a gift and then a box of blades.
You don't have to come by. You can just put a razor blade in it. We'll see you later.
Here you go.
Enjoy your favorite family members.
Exactly. And stay the hell away. All right. Let's talk.
Yeah. I was just going to say, we should talk about the custom.
Yeah, that's the juicy stuff. Holy man. What a lineup.
So I was back in the room back there, right?
Yeah. Oh, where they're doing the judging?
Yeah. There were so many pieces. Like I did a tour of the custom side, and there was so much good work. I really felt bad for the judges over there because there was so much good work.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's talk about it.
Yeah. Where do we want to start with?
Start at the top. Best of show.
Best of show.
That piece was amazing.
Yeah, this is from our friend Mike Quessenberry and Dogbone Bowie.
The Damascus was nuts on this.
Yeah. Just a stunning piece.
Mammoth scales.
Yeah.
Like gold fittings. Yeah. It's actually a really beautiful piece.
Right.
And the lines to me are very pleasing also.
Right. Not just a great looking classic Bowie knife, right? But done Mike style, meaning impeccable.
Very, very elegant.
Right.
I didn't pick it up, but I can only imagine this would be feel very good in the hand.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then you go right down the list, right? It's like best art knife. Quessenberry.
Right.
That like piece is
coffin
really
handle dagger.
Yeah.
Yeah. That thing's stunning. I think maybe we talked about this one before because he'd been working on it, and he's got this display stand that looks like a Cobra out of some just killer looking Damascus as well, right? And it stands up and leans against the Cobra head basically, and then there's a little Delrin patch for the tip to land on. What a classy, beautiful, I mean, art knife is a great description, right? This is put it on display with a light on it kind of thing.
Well, I also think when you're putting stuff in for judging, whether it's production or custom or whatever, picking the category it goes in is so important.
Yeah.
And this is a perfect example of that. Just great piece.
Yeah, what a cool knife.
Best of show was also best Bowie. So that how that works, best of show for the custom and the production is basically after you choose all the categories, you choose one more out of all the winners from the category, and that's the best of show for custom or best of show for production.
Yeah. Super winner.
So yeah, that was a beautiful piece, best of show and best Bowie.
Yeah.
And then
Mike's not the only guy that cleaned up.
Oh no, there's best contender, which is second place was Franco D'Souza.
Yeah. Gorgeous.
And, yeah, another beautiful piece. And that clip on that one just looks so mean.
Yeah.
And that mammoth, I didn't actually look at that handle in person.
Yeah.
But it looks sculpted. It looks beautiful.
It definitely does, yeah. Super cool piece.
And he also knocked down best Damascus.
Right.
Unlike who are the guys out in San Francisco? Michael Price?
Oh, yeah,
maybe?
Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know. I've got the book up front, but it's in the other office.
Great looking knife.
Yeah, beautiful little dagger.
Franco D'Souza also had best fighter, so a third knife in the lineup.
Wow.
Yeah.
And if you, once again, look at that clip on that best fighter.
Yep.
That thing looks really quick.
It definitely does. Yep, almost like a softened coffin style handle, right? Like a contoured coffin.
Right.
Very cool guard. Little finials on the end. Super neat. And this is not a name I'm familiar with. Best EDC, Karis Fisher.
So I'm actually Googling right now. I think it's a husband-wife team. There's two. I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Okay.
I believe this is a female maker. And I actually saw this, and I took a picture of this before the judging. This was one of the knives that really stood out to me.
Yeah.
And then I went and looked because I think where's my phone? It felt like there was two by the same last name.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a Josh Fisher, and that piece was absolutely amazing. Also checkered ivory. And then there was this one, which is Karis Fisher, and they were right next to each other, and they're very similar. But I don't know much about the makers, but the work was amazing.
Yeah. KARIS Fisher, FISHER.knives. ABS Master Bladesmith. Awesome.
Yeah. So she's from Texas, it looks like, and yeah, ABS Mastersmith.
Yeah.
She's on Instagram, so I'm going to go ahead and follow.
Yeah. Great looking knives.
Yeah.
I mean, she's a mastersmith. They should be, but.
Yeah. If you go to her Instagram, there is looks like a piece with some, it's ironwood, it looks like, and it's got, what is that in the middle where it's like textured? It looks really good.
Oh yeah, like little tiny dimples.
Stippling or something.
Yep, there you go.
Yeah, looks beautiful.
It does.
And that's a pretty good sized piece with that. Looks like ladder Damascus, maybe.
Right.
Yeah, give her work a check. It's pretty amazing. Really clean. Like I said, that I took 2 pictures on that side because those 2 really spoke to me.
Yeah.
And yeah, ironically, one of them won.
Right. Well, so there you go. Like Birch always says, right? Here's Lady Mastersmith. I was not familiar with her name.
Yeah.
And she's out there kicking ass, making beautiful stuff. So definitely check it out. KARIS.FISHER.knives at Instagram.
Yeah. Check her out. Jared Ozer got best folding knife.
Oh yeah, big multi-blade thing.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy multi-blade.
Yep.
Really, really well done.
Yeah, he's doing he's got that modern vibe, traditional kind of thing happening, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what a great combination. I think it's Zerk and Mother of Pearl.
Yeah.
That is never a bad choice.
Right. Very tuxedo.
Crazy piece. I've got to make a slip joint. These kind of knives are inspiring. So
yeah, do it.
Oh, look,
James Rodabaugh.
Yeah,
best hunting knife.
My new
bromance.
Yeah,
it's a pretty knife. Is that dovetailed on the butt cap on that thing?
It looks like it.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, and maybe copper for the bolster. I mean, I gotta like that combination of materials.
Yeah.
His work is really clean. So he had some, I think they were probably 1084 and black micarta hunters similar to this. And the blades were all dark blued and the geometry was really thin. That's one of the things we were talking about. You know, he's like, we were talking a lot about geometry and he's like, a lot of people don't understand geometry. And I'm like, well, I kind of get it.
Right.
And, his knives are super thin, so they're flat ground, so they're plenty of strength, and they're going to perform really well.
Yeah,
and they feel great in the hand. There's no hot spots, so
nice.
I think that's a good award.
And then it's like a hunting knife contender, Peyton Ram. Boy, that is a pretty knife too.
Look at that Damascus. I like how it comes right off the tip.
Yeah, it's like feather, but almost like feather core, feather in the center kind of thing.
Yeah,
I know there's a name for that. I can't remember what it's called, but that's beautiful.
Looks like some ivory and maybe a engraved stainless guard.
Yeah, pretty one. Nice sheath too, tooled up. Look at Harvey Dean kitchen knife. What is that knife? It's like a huge slicer or something?
Yeah, that feels very appropriate for this show.
Yeah.
You know, like a barbecue knife, a brisket type knife.
Yep.
And some really nice amber stag, it looks like, with some boomerang Damascus, maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Yep. Nice engraved collar.
Yeah, the bolsters.
Beautiful.
Tim Robertson was at the show. He got best slip joint with a nice little 5-blade Stockman.
Beautiful.
He had a great show. He brought the heat this year. He had quite a few knives, and when I got to his table Saturday early, he was down to one.
Nice.
And obviously one best slip joint, which is highly coveted. And
it's a big deal in Texas.
Yeah, it's well deserved too.
Yeah.
So, nice job, Tim.
Yeah, beautiful knife. I love the angled bolsters too. Super pretty.
The little diamond escutcheon or whatever.
Yeah. Diamond shield. That's a good looking knife.
Yeah, I agree. Field Jacob got the slip joint contender runner up with a really nice single blade, some nice mammoth.
Yep, got a little blue to it. Everybody likes a little blue. I do anyway. In mammoth, I know Michael likes that too.
Oh yeah.
I like crackle, but man, that blue is just so pretty.
Yeah, it's hard to go wrong with any mammoth, honestly.
Yeah.
I dig it all.
There's not a woolly mammoth I don't like, he said.
I think mammoth is also going to go up in price and down in availability here real soon.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Are you predicting mammoth futures?
Well, if I was, I'd say buy. From what I hear, the best stuff is coming out of Russia right now, and that is all coming to a screeching halt.
Yeah. Yep.
So
buy it now, boys.
Get it while you can.
Yep.
So Mac, do you know what Mac is?
Yeah, a machine assisted custom knife. Is that what that means?
Yeah. So that's what it is. And I think there's still going to be some clarification on that going forward, I think. But Princeton Wong won this award this year, and his knife is really pretty stunning.
Yeah.
Just a beautiful, I like the lines on it. I like the materials. So.
Well, it looks nice because it has fancy stuff, right? Damascus blade, looks like Damascus bolsters and tie handle, but not super blown out, polished. You know what I mean? It's subtle for something that's got fancy materials on it. I like that.
Sometimes when you put all the nice materials on a knife, it just doesn't work. It's
a lot.
Too much. But this actually works. It's pretty subtle.
Yeah.
The colors are nice and it feels nice. So yeah, good job.
The Damascus almost looks blasted. I don't know if it is or not, but
yeah, it's got a nice like matte finish.
There you go. Almost like an orange peel or something.
Yeah.
Awesome. Best of the rest, aside I mean, there's beautiful stuff in here, but best of the rest is definitely special mention kind of piece.
This piece is nuts. I got to look at this up close.
Yeah. Explain what it is.
So it's like a Celtic type sword from Jason Knight and Windburn Steel.
Yeah.
It's got two fullers. It's probably a 4 fingers wide sword at the back. And the handle is really cool. It's got dark wood and copper and wrought iron, and it makes you feel like the sun and the moon is like the back of the handle. That thing is crazy. Like, you don't want to let people handle this at the show, because the next thing you know, they're going to want to be swinging it around and stuff. Absolutely beautiful workmanship. It was at Jason's table, and I got to check it out, and I was blown away by the work.
Yeah, there's some nice, there's some really nice pictures on Instagram. So Windburn, Winburn Steel.
Yeah, I think I said Wilburn. It's Windburn.
Yeah, Mark and Dale Windburn, father and son team.
Father-son, which was also cool. Jason and Tristan had some pieces there. They had a table, father-son knives, and it was really cool.
Oh, that's cool.
It really was.
It looks like there's a coin with that knife of some kind. There's a picture of it somewhere.
Yeah, it's on the awards also.
Yeah. Trying to pull up something that shows it. You can't really tell in the picture, but they must have made like an engraved coin or something too. Neat. What a cool piece, man.
What's their Instagram?
Windburn Steel, all one word. WINBURN Steel on Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
Very nice. Sort of like I don't know. You call this like a neo-traditional throwback sword kind of? I don't know what to call it.
I thought it felt very like Celtic almost.
Yeah.
So
like almost with a little twist of some kind. I don't know.
Yeah. So is he did this with Dale? Is that the son or I think the son, right? So it was Jason working with Dale, who is like Mark is the dad, right?
I assume so. I don't know.
I think so.
Not met him.
Yeah, I don't either. But looking down through their work is pretty amazing. If you scroll down, you can see the handle of that sword.
Yeah.
And that wrought iron, the use of the wrought iron is really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it almost looks like wood, right? The grain in the wrought iron. Yeah, super cool piece.
Nice work, guys.
Yep. Very, very cool. The whip pictures of that coming together are really cool too. There's a nice exploded view of the handle stack on that sword.
Yeah. Instagram, there's so much, like I said, there's so much stuff on there. It's like several of these makers are doing amazing work, and I'm not even familiar with them. It's like, it's kind of crazy.
Right.
I feel like oftentimes I get in my own little echo chamber, and that's where I stay.
Yep.
And I wish that wasn't the case.
Yeah, Tom, you should come out of your shell a little bit.
I need to.
Well, I got to say, I had read this from some people that were there, and maybe you had the same observations. I think you mentioned it earlier. slugfest, right? I mean, I heard that word used. I don't know if that was
As far as
like in these custom thing, right? The awards seem well contended, and not at least on the custom side.
there's
some pretty knockout stuff.
granted the show they added 50%, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it's 150%. So you expect more, but the amount of knives that were entered in the judging compared to last year,
Yeah,
was probably 2 to 3 times as much. It was crazy.
yeah.
And really good stuff. So props to all you makers and production companies for bringing the heat.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, Chris Lee, who's a very avid collector and has excellent taste, by the way, in his stuff. He's a big fan of Mike's work, Mike Quessenberry's work, and yeah, he was one of the guys saying, man, the lineup of stuff was insane.
It was. There was so many good pieces.
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
and then there was me.
You and 3 other dudes in a super suite.
It was a sweet.
And now you got Ben, who will only ride an Escalade driven by other people.
Dude, ruined.
Too funny.
Oh, it's all good. We had a great time, and we'll be back next year. And I would really, if you haven't been to the show, I really recommend it. You know, it's such a nice size, and it's like I said, this is my favorite size. It's a very nice 2-day show and a great venue. Alicia and her crew did an awesome job, and I expect the same thing next year.
Yeah, I may have to see if I can get down there next year. I think I could trick Amy into going, even if just to do the Stockyards thing.
Yeah, I mean, stay a couple extra days.
Yeah,
It's a great venue, and there's tons of stuff to do around there.
right.
So, yeah, hopefully it continues to enjoy a large following. Hopefully more and more people will continue to go, and I think they're going to try to keep it about this size. So very cool.
Yeah, that seems like a smart move on Alicia's part, right? If she can keep it to something for lots of people. Again, this might not be fair, but you know, like, okay, Texas, strong slip joint, probably lots of traditional Bowie interest, right?
Yeah.
Not trying to stereotype, just like I think there's a solid slice of the market for especially that stuff, right? There's a reason all that slip joint cartel, all those guys are out of the West in Texas, right?
Yeah, I think it's you know, Texas is a very historically knife oriented.
Yeah.
You know, you got the Alamo where Jim Bowie died, and you know, the frontier type lifestyle. So
Right.
Stockyards are right there. So cowboys and all that stuff. So yeah.
See, that's going to be my angle. I'm whispering because she just got home. We'll go to the Fort Worth show, and then we'll go over to Austin and listen to some music. That'd be a winner.
Go down and what's Joe Rogan's comedy club down there?
I just want to go to Austin for music, man.
Yeah.
Music is a little
cool.
Cool stuff going on there. All right, man. It's a very nice recap of the show. Sounds like a lot of fun. I got to get down and check it out sometime.
Yeah. Hopefully next year.
Yeah. Well, thanks to George again from AMX, our friends at Giant Mouse, our super supporters on Patreon. We really appreciate you, and Bob and Suze Terjola and their stuff they got going on. They're very ambitious and busy people over there. They moved to California, sunny Southern California, to chill, and Bob's still cranking knives, and they're doing all kinds of stuff.
They're working harder than most people.
Heck yeah.
Gotta hustle.
Absolutely. Thanks all for your help, and thanks, Tom, for recapping the show for us, and we'll talk to you next time.
Take care, guys.
To learn more about our makers, you can find Tom Krein on the web at KreinKnives.net, in his Facebook group, Krein Knives, or in his Instagram account, @KreinKnives. For Michael Birch, check birchtreeblades.com, Facebook group Birch Tree Blade Works, or Michael's Instagram @BirchTreeBlades. For myself and the Raygun Bead Project, we're on the web at raygundivision.com. We have a Facebook group called Raygun Division, or my personal Instagram @msteiner. For those interested in photos, references from the show, or some discussion about the show itself, you can find us on the web at markofthemaker.com, in a Facebook group called Mark of the Maker, or on our Instagram @markofthemaker. Last but not least, the ultra cool and haunting background music we use for the show is a piece called Noir Guitar by Stevie's Amp Shack, found at the Free Music Archive and licensed under Creative Commons CC BY 4.0. Thanks for listening.